Today, romance is in the air with a spectacular centrepiece.
So it represents the two people coming together in love.
Coconut cups for cocktails.
I have my eyes on the lid all the time, so I know exactly where it is.
And a complex plan for a retro record player.
We want, ideally, for the turntable to be turning. So a bit technical. There you go, looks quite good, actually, from this side.
Based up in North Yorkshire, publican Ashley McCarthy is also a self-taught chocolatier, known for his humorous creations.
Job done.
Today, he's tackling a birthday commission for a close friend.
Every piece that I do is important to get it right, but this piece even more so. I've known Paul and his wife, Gaynor, for a number of years.
Paul is turning 60, and his wife Gaynor is throwing a surprise birthday party for him in just 3 days.
I gave Ashley a very wide brief because I know how creative he likes to be. I just reiterated that his passions are music and records. I'm hoping that Ashley can make something spectacular.
Ashley's planning a retro classic, an edible replica record player made out of delicious milk chocolate.
So within the design itself, we're looking at putting together a stereo to play his vinyls on. We want to make some lights on the dials, and we want, ideally, for the turntable to be turning. So a bit technical, quite ambitious in that respect.
Ashley's life-size chocolate record player will feature a rotating turntable, realistic headphones, and a microphone. And if that wasn't enough, it'll be accompanied by a stack of albums made from chocolate and cherry brownie.
It's a lot of pressure, really, and something that I've never done before. So really looking forward to getting my teeth into this.
Ashley starts by making the top of the record box, with the help of bar runners he's borrowed from his pub.
So when you come in for the drink tonight, they won't be on the bar because they're in my fridge with chocolate on.
He pours in Belgian milk chocolate.
Scrape it across.
And adds a round hole for the turntable. He repeats the process for all sides of the record player, and while they set in the fridge, more bar runners come in handy.
What I'm looking at, this texture, the mesh they cover the speaker with, peel it off, and it should give me a nice finish.
Let's hope so, as he's still got to put the record player together, add all the intricate detail, and hope his record spins round. Right round. Down in Sussex, Mark Tilling is an award-winning chocolatier, but he's mixing things up for his latest job.
I have a new commission in. It's for a cocktail bar, and they wanted some sort of chocolate vessel to put cocktail in.
Owner Nick is updating the bar's menu, and with a big party plan to launch the new drink, he's relying on Mark to deliver.
It's the first time we've decided to work this closely with chocolate, so there are some concerns. Every time we release a new cocktail menu, we've got to try and outdo the last one that we've done. So it's really important that Mark gets this spot on for us.
So we came up with the chocolate coconut. I've never done anything like this before with actually a liquid in it. I've done other ones like this before with desserts in. I'm really looking forward to seeing how well I can get that to look just like a coconut.
Mark is planning to make 25 ultra-realistic chocolate coconut cups to hold the new pina colada cocktail. White chocolate and tapioca will be mixed to make a bed of edible sand. And for an extra touch, he's adding barrel-shaped chocolate rum truffles.
I like it when people give me a brief, but I like to add to their brief, and I've never actually used this method with the sand and actually had things quite heavy sitting on top of it.
But an even bigger concern is making the coconuts watertight.
Hopefully, if I seal it all properly, we should be OK.
There's no time to lose, so Mark gets stuck in.
First up, we're going to make the coconut. So we're going to do a shell with the milk chocolate.
Mark's using milk chocolate that's been heated to 30 degrees centigrade. The process is called tempering, and it creates small crystals in the chocolate.
Let's get rid of the air bubbles.
Making it smoother, glossier, and stronger.
If we don't temper it, they could melt in people's hands, and then obviously then the liquid's going to fall out as well.
He pours out the excess and leaves the outer shell to set. Mark's making a white chocolate inside layer to the shell to mimic the inside of a coconut, complete with authentic flavour.
We're going to create the perfect thickness all over the whole sphere.
Before the top half of the coconut sets, Mark cuts out a lid using a cocktail stick.
It's okay, I'm quite happy with that.
It's essential that Mark seals the two halves of the coconut securely. Otherwise, these chocolate cups won't hold their drink.
We've got to make sure it's watertight.
Back up in Tadcaster, Ashley's busy making a replica record player, complete with a stack of albums made from brownie and covered with a glossy chocolate glaze.
And now what I'm going to do is carefully try and put that on the top. So heavy. Don't want it to crack and damage the glaze in any way. I think with this, once it's down, it's down. That'll do.
Extra chocolate gives the impression of a well-worn record collection, and the album at the top is a classic.
This is going to be the special one, because this is going to be the Happy Birthday Paul.
To make a snazzy 60s cover, he's using an edible transfer made of cocoa butter. Once cooled, it just needs a title and an edible picture of the birthday boy.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Time to construct the record player with edible glue. But first, to add authenticity, Ashley's using fairy lights.
So these lights we're going to pop through various places on the piece.
These looky-likey controls are low-wattage LED lights, which means they won't melt the chocolate.
There you go, looks quite good actually from this side. Be even better once it's all painted.
The controls might not be edible, but the disc made out of modelling chocolate will be.
It is like doing a workout. Says we're going to the gym tonight. The challenging bit is to make it look like a record, so we need to put the grooves on.
Ashley then adds a layer of melted milk chocolate.
And then we need to put the grooves.
And for that, Ashley's using a trusty DIY tool, a grout spreader.
And with some form of label on there as well.
With Paul on the label, the disc is looking groovy.
I'm really happy with the way that looks. We've not got long left, and we've got quite a lot of the decoration to do on this yet to make it look as realistic as possible.
Down by the seaside in Hove is Evelyn Day, who gave up a career in corporate finance for the lure of the cocoa bean.
I'm a complete chocoholic. I say never trust anybody who doesn't like chocolate.
Evelyn's hoping her latest commission will be a match made in heaven.
I'm doing a chocolate sculpture for the Wedding Industry Awards. I'm really excited about it because there are going to be 500 people there.
The annual awards showcase the very best wedding suppliers and producers. This is the first time Evelyn has exhibited at this prestigious ceremony in London, organised by Anna and Damien.
We're always looking for something different to keep our guests interested and excited, so it's vital that this centrepiece does the trick.
I really can't wait to see Evelyn's creation and, more importantly, can't wait to taste it.
I want to do something really extravagant. This is the biggest piece that I've ever really done, which is very different from things that I've done before.
Evelyn's 4-tiered chocolate extravaganza will tower over 3 feet tall. Made from 15 kilos of dark, milk and white chocolate, each level will be decorated with romantic emblems of wedded bliss. The whole thing will be topped off with a pair of chocolate antlers that will form a heart shape.
What I'm concerned about is making sure that the design is actually strong and structurally sound so that it gets to the venue in one piece, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Evelyn starts on making the base out of 1.5 kilos of melted chocolate. With the sheer weight of the sculpture that will sit on top, she's got a nifty trick to make it strong.
I'm going to actually use some fresh buttons and I'm just putting them in. This just strengthens it so it's got a bit more structure and integrity.
She pipes in more chocolate using an inner cardboard collar to form raised sides. And while it dries, Evelyn moves on to making the spine that will support the entire structure.
So this is dark chocolate, much easier to work with because it's got more cacao in and it holds its structure better.
After pouring chocolate between 2 metal bars, it's levelled off and left to set. While it's still a bit soft, Evelyn cuts the large and small discs that will be piled up to form the spine.
going to alternate them, so I'll do a big one, then a small one, big one, small one, making sure that they're level as I'm going along, because obviously this is very key. Yeah! That's really good. I'm really pleased with that.
But there's still another 3 tiers to make before this chocolate is ready. Up in Tadcaster, North Yorkshire, Ashley's making some detailed headphones to accompany his chocolate record player.
I think as a child I never really did much with modelling clay, so I'm just revisiting my childhood, I think.
He uses a nifty trick to make dents on a microphone before spraying it with an edible silver dye. And there's just time for some last-minute touches.
It's finally finished. It's hard to imagine that literally 2 days ago this was a sack of 12 kilos of chocolate.
After many long hours of painstaking sculpting, this retro record player with a working turntable measures 2 feet wide and is made from dark white and milk chocolate. Intricate details are everywhere, from a mic and realistic headphones to a pint of Paul's favourite Yorkshire ale. Alongside is a stack of edible LPs made from a moist chocolate and cherry brownie, topped off with a photo of the man himself. It's the night of Paul's 60th birthday party. The chocolate sculpture's in position and the guests are arriving.
It looks so real. I thought we were going to go do karaoke.
That's really good.
I've never seen anything like it.
Paul loves his records, so he's a real vinyl fan.
The guests seem impressed, so it's time to see Paul's reaction.
That is amazing.
Hope you like it.
That's brilliant. People who know me know I've got a slight obsession with vinyl. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's another one of Ashley's amazing creations.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Now let's see if the taste is top of the pops.
Excellent. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
I think Paul's suitably surprised. He certainly won't forget his 60th birthday, so job done.
It's been a great night. Paul's had a fantastic evening. I think it's time for me to help celebrate and raise a glass for Paul.
Coming up, Evelyn struggles to get things straight.
I don't want it to be upsetting.
Yeah.
It's all kind of the side.
So stressful.
And the moment of truth for Mark.
So the most crucial thing about this whole project is making sure that they actually hold the cocktail inside.
In Lewis, Mark is coating his chocolate cups to make them look like real coconuts.
This is the real fun bit of doing this. I have my eyes on the lid all the time, so I know exactly where it is, so that should be fairly easy to pull off.
While the cups dry, he moves on to the edible sand.
I haven't done this before, but we just have a go and see what it's like.
Mark combines white chocolate with yellow food dye.
And then you can just blend it. Oh, that's looking a bit bright. Oh! Well, let's hope when I start adding this powder that it's going to lighten it up slightly. If not, I will be making more of it.
He adds his secret ingredient, tapioca flour. This absorbs the fat in the chocolate and gives it a grainy, sand-like texture.
So it's still sticking a little bit, but when it dries completely and gets a bit cooler, and then I'll be making it into a more finer powder.
The coconut coating is dry, so Mark can test his design.
So the most crucial thing about this whole project is making sure that they actually hold the cocktail inside. So we're going to have a little test of that.
Having filled his coconut with water, all he can do is wait.
And it's holding. Nearly there now, just another 25 to go.
And there won't be time to water test all of them. Back in Hove, Evelyn's about to tackle the trickiest part of her wedding awards centrepiece, the 1-foot-tall antlers.
I think they're beautiful objects, and they do actually look like sort of hands coming together and doing a nice heart, which is lovely.
She's made an outline of the antlers and pours on dark chocolate to help her glue the cardboard mould into the right shape.
This is the second time I've ever done it, so hopefully it will work. So far, so good. I'm just going to leave that to set. It's probably going to take quite a while because there's a lot of chocolate in there.
For the sides of the tiers, Evelyn's designed a pair of white chocolate doves, another romantic nod to love.
And I've got a lovely pair of doves.
To give them extra character, she's got a clever trick up her sleeve.
So I'm just carving grooves.
She rubs melted chocolate into the surface before scraping off the excess once it's set.
Just as I imagined it.
After waiting 12 hours for the antlers to set, Evelyn's crossing her fingers that the mould has worked.
Yeah. All out in one piece.
She uses a wood shaver to add texture.
I wanted to have a heart so it represents the two people coming together in love.
Each tier of Evelyn's romantic extravaganza will be filled with chocolates, so all the guests at the event can have a taste.
So they've come out beautifully.
Evelyn's reflecting the opulent features of the event's location in her sculpture.
The venue has got these beautiful ornate balconies which I've incorporated into the design.
The only problem is the design is very thin and could easily break at any time.
So far so good. We'll see what happens when I take the acetate away.
But it's not just that. Evelyn's still got lots of trimmings to finish, and she's got to transport this delicate sculpture all the way to London. Over in Lewis, Mark has worked late into the night. He's just finishing off some barrel-shaped rum truffles to complement his cocktail coconuts.
I think they're really going to enjoy these.
Everything just needs to be carefully wrapped and loaded, ready for the 80-mile journey to Winchester.
Really important that we get these coconuts in one piece. If we don't, you know, I've only got a limited amount for tonight. You know, I can't literally just go back and make some more.
On arrival...
Yeah, it's looking good so far. The lids have moved a little bit, but that's okay.
All of the coconuts have made it in one piece. They just need a bit of set dressing.
The whole thing is looking really good. I just hope that Nick, the owner, likes it as well.
Bringing the tropics to Winchester, Mark's ultra-real edible coconuts are an ingenious take on a cocktail glass, featuring a milk chocolate textured exterior and layers of white chocolate inside to look just like the real thing. There's an edible beach of white chocolate, and for guests still craving a sweet treat, there's a smattering of rum truffle barrels.
So this is it.
Oh, wow. Wow, I love it. I love all the texture.
Yeah.
Really realistic. Have a taste?
Yeah, have a little taste of the sand.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, really good, yeah. Give you a job, yeah. I was completely blown away by the chocolate sand because that was something that weren't discussed. You put it in your mouth and then it just melts and turns into chocolate. Yeah, it surpassed our expectations.
The reaction was great. I'm really pleased that I've done a good job. Yeah, really chuffed it's all come together now.
Just one last test. Can these coconuts hold their drink?
I didn't realise this wasn't a real coconut. It was insane, yeah, it was so good. Amazing, really, really clever, and it tastes really good.
It's been a fantastic success. I think we're definitely onto a winner, incorporating chocolate with cocktail.
Down in Hove, Evelyn's adding some last-minute details to her four-tiered centrepiece.
This has worked. Yes! It's come out really well.
The individual bits have worked.
Now just the big heavy one.
But Evelyn won't find out if the whole piece stands up until it's assembled at the awards ceremony.
Off to London.
After a 70-mile journey plagued with traffic jams, Evelyn and her friend Kay arrive at the venue with very little time to assemble the sculpture.
I don't want it to be off-centre.
Yeah.
It's all kind of the side.
So stressful.
Just as well Evelyn came fully tooled up.
How's that?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
straight.
Is
down,
that
isn't
straight?
it? Yeah. You're right.
Thanks.
Crisis averted, the antlers are put into position.
It's come out much bigger than I thought it would be, and I think it's quite a showpiece, actually.
Evelyn's romantic chocolate extravaganza has taken 3.5 days to make. 4 tiers of dark milk and white chocolate are held in position by a totally edible dark chocolate column. The delicate white balcony has survived the trip. And white doves, a red rose, and theatrical edible antlers in the shape of a heart complete the theme. Time to show wedding event organisers Anna and Damien.
Hello, hi. Good.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely
Wow.
to see you.
Wow.
That in the flesh, that is spectacular. How amazing. It's so perfect.
Wow.
Absolutely blown away, exceeded all expectations. It's hard to believe that this creation is actually edible.
Damien's allergic to chocolate, so Anna does the tasting.
Wow, that is absolutely delicious.
I'm really annoyed I can't have any, it's ridiculous.
Anna's delighted, and now the guests are arriving, they can taste it too.
Hey, it's brilliant tonight, it's lovely.
Oh my God.
Tastes as good as it looks, easily.
We gave her a brief and she's absolutely nailed it. It looks incredible.
They both really loved it. It's quite a journey to get there, but yes, it's worth it in the end.